everybody. Welcome to High Spots. Yes, I know it's been a while. Various things have happened, so basically it meant I haven't been available with this show, and neither's Ant. Obviously, Ant's not here today, so you've just got me, and I will be talking to you all about the AEW pay-per-view that just took place on Sunday, Double or Nothing. And I have some opinions here, so we're going to see what people think of some of these, because I think it will be unpopular with a few people, but we'll see. Before we get to all that fun stuff, best obviously do the fun stuff for the network. Obviously, here is our Patreon where you can support all their shows, including this one. There's different peaks and stuff for each show, and yeah, it could be fun. What we may do for particularly this show is for our patrons, we may end up doing going back in time reviewing some older shows, like older pay-per-views or such, and see what we think of them and how they hold up now, maybe, or just for a bit of fun, It's an idea we've been looking at. Obviously, you guys can understand what you think, but that's the Patreon anyway. You can also find us on the Twitter. And, of course, on the Instagram, both of which, if you want this show particularly, is hashtag HighSpots. But we should actually give it its full title. We proudly present to you HighSpots. I just like saying HighSpots for short. That's just how it is. As you guys can tell, got a bit of trouble at the moment. Basically had a very busy day, and it's also bloody hot here in the UK. Well, for us anyway, because it's not really a warm country here, but where it's hot, it gets very hot here because it's not pleasant hot. It is you're going to die hot. Also, I don't like being warm, so that doesn't help either. But anyway, we are going to get on now to AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. And the big thing with this, of course, is basically this show had full capacity fans. Basically, the arena was full. It was a sellout. And there was no gaps or segregation. I think everyone got to be there. This event took place in Jacksonville in Florida, where the COVID rules are a bit different there. As long as you've had your jabs and your clearance stuff, as far as I'm aware, you're fine to do stuff. So, full capacity for this event. And I got to see a very interesting event, I think. Definitely one of their better ones. Now, according apparently to early numbers, it's the second best-selling pay-per-view AEW event they've done so far. I think I know what the first one is from memory. I believe it was Revolution, last year's Revolution. So, the 2020, the 24 one, which actually took place before the lockdown. So there was actual capacity there as well. So, but anyway, we'll go on to talking about the pay-per-view, and this show will literally just be about me talking about this particular show. So if AEW is not for you, then this show is not for you. So, although you may want to give it a chance, because I'm not going to soft soak anything. If I don't like something, I'm going to say it. And if I do like something, I'm going to say I like it. Well, if you agree with me or disagree with me, please feel free to let me know. You guys can comment in the chats on YouTube, because there's a live chat going on, so you guys can message me there. For those of you who are on Twitch, I can accept Twitch messages the same way too. I can get those and talk about those for your feedback. So, first thing first, like with most major pay-per-views, there is a pre-show for this. And the pre-show match was for the NWA Women's title, which was Riho challenging the NWA champion Sarlina Deeb. I don't mind saying I think this was the best match on the entire show. As far as pure wrestling goes, I think this was the best match. I like both of these wrestlers. I was happy to see it. It was a great way to get people to try and buy your show, I think, as well, definitely. So I think this worked as a pre-show match. Deeb retained the title by submission. So, also went a bit vicious and a bit heel more like, which I think works quite well for Deeb. So we should see what happens with this as well. Being the NWA champion, of course, means she's also got the NWA pay-per-views and stuff to deal with coming up as well. So we'll see what happens to that. But I definitely want to see more Deeb matches and more Rio ones from this, because to give them together, I mean, not like continuously multitude rematches one after the other like WWE do, because oh my god, that's no. But yeah, in the future, we'll be better seeing more of these two fighting. So that was the pre-show. Being the main card involved, basically it kicked off with Jim Ross coming out to commentary because he doesn't do the pre-show. So it's always nice, big pop from the fans. The first match on the main card was Brian Cage versus Hangman Page. Yeah. This could only have been more fun if it had been Brian Cage versus Hangman Page versus Christian Cage in a cage with Ethan Page. Yeah. Okay, I thought I'd get that one out of the way, so now it's done. Right. I liked this match. I enjoyed it. The ending, I think, was a bit predictable as to how it would happen. Don't have a problem with Page winning, because that's what happened in Page 1. The pinned Cage. Don't have a problem with it. I think it was good. Hangman Page got a huge reaction from the crowd, which was nice to see. I think it kind of surprised him if you looked at him at the entrance. He sort of like went up. But that was good to see. I liked that. It's very nice. I also thought Cage did a good job here as well. But obviously, the aftermatch is what probably matters more for Cage, because when he came out without Team Taz, and Team Taz were decided to come out right into the match, Hook and Ricky Starks, to be more precise. And they decided to get involved, which Cage refused to help, and it's what led to Hangman winning. So yeah, that might be the beginning of a Brian Cage face turn, or at least possibly him leaving Team Taz. We will see. So, that was the end of that match. And what you can take from that match, basically, is Hangman Page is over, very much so, judging by the crowd. So, now we've got match number 2, which was the World Tag Team title match. This is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it. I did not like this match. And there'll be a lot of people who will be like, what? No, I didn't. And it doesn't help when it starts off with Moxley and Kingston coming out to Wild Thing. I don't think this song works for Moxley. I don't understand why they're using it. It seems awkward. His old song was better for me. Obviously, other people will disagree with me. That's okay. I'm just giving my opinion here. Do have a think that so kind of what I've discovered is I was not a big Eddie Kingston fan. I'm happier with him now, honestly, as a fan. I prefer to watch him now when he's with Moxley than I did before, but I'm still not a fan. He just doesn't. It's just something, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't work. And no, it just could be, it's just not for me. Just, no. However, if you're going to have a wrestler like that, he needs to be in a match against their opponents. Which, for anyone who's ever watched any of these shows that I do, you'll be very well aware that I despise the Bullet Club and the Elite. It's a faction thing which has gone for 8 bloody years, and that is like 7.5 years too bloody long. In fact, it's probably 8 years too bloody long. Mainly because somebody needs to explain to these guys, this kind of faction worked once from 96 to 99. Stop it. Basically, the way they are, it's a cheap knockoff of the New World Order. And it's not a good one, which makes it worse. But yeah, basically Team Superkick, as I like to call them, because that's all they seem to bloody do, the reigning tag team champions. I will call them by the proper name for this point, so you guys know who I'm referring to. I'm talking about the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson. But from this point forward, they are Team Superkick, or Matt Superkick, or Nick Superkick. Because, yeah. This match was very meh, in all honesty. I liked Moxley in this match. I thought I liked Kingston in this match. I thought they both did very good in this match. But both Nick and Matt Superkick wasn't impressed at all. I thought they were terrible in this match. But not as bad as the referee. And this comes to one of my big complaints about this entire show. In tag matches in AEW, you get a 10 count to do your double team moves and then leave the ring. Okay? Or when you tag in and out, you get 10 seconds to leave the ring. After watching this, and I went back and watched it, there was a point in this match where the Super Kicks were both in the ring together for about 3 minutes. That's a disqualification. Okay? The match should have been over. That's a DQ victory to Mox and Kingston. Way to enforce your own rules. Because that didn't happen, because it involves the Super Kick fanboy group, or the Boring Club, if you want to call them by the collective, which is what I call the Bullet Club. They are the Boring Club. And yeah, the Super Kicks won this match, as they were always going to win this match, because I didn't see Kingston and Moxley winning it. They should have won it, in all honesty. It'd make more sense if they'd won it. And there's also the fact that the Super Kicks, since they became World Tag Team Champions, have done nothing with those belts. In fact, it's probably harmed those belts more than it's helped them. Basically, those belts need to be taken off the Super Kicks at some point, because no. The match ended with the knee shot thing they do, the double team knee shot move they did to Moxley 4 times before they pinned him. And I've seen a few people saying, oh, it could be a concussion angle, they might write it off TV. It better not be, because that's just lame. For one thing, that's not a concussion kind of thing that looks like it should be on. I mean, if he was actually doing it for real, then yes, of course it would be. But in wrestling terms, it's not a severe enough thing where you could kayfabe a concussion injury. So I don't think it is a write-off. I just think the Super Kicks had to win, or they would have thrown their toys out the pram. Bear in mind, they're also the vice presidents of the company. So, yeah. I never thought I'd miss Kenny Omega being one half of the World Tag Team Champions, but I do. Him and Page were a much better team. Scorpio Sky and Kazarian were definitely a much better team. And there's so many good tag teams in AEW, and you've got the Super Kicks with these belts. It's a disgrace. But anyway, let's get off this match now, because it really does bum me out. Let's get on to the next match, which was the Casino Battle Royal. I liked this. This was fun. I didn't take it seriously. It was fun, and that's how I treated it, and that was good. The teams basically the individuals will come out in sets, so they're called playing cards. There's clubs, spades, hearts, and diamonds, like most of you all know. And there's a Joker card. There's no real way to describe this other than just to say it's a battle royal essentially, but the rules I just explained. The Joker card, which is the mystery entrant, I liked this. It's not necessarily because of the wrestling involved, although I do think the wrestling involved is quite good. It was the fact of nobody had this as a pick as to who it might be, because people have to guess who the mystery person is going to be. And there was all kind of theories for this one. And this one wasn't anyone's theory, and it was Leo Rush. And I was a big fan of that. I like that. Also, like Leo Rush. I think he's good. Apparently, he's a New Japan signee, so this was a handshake thing. We'll see if there's more to it than that going forward. But I did like his involvement in this match. It wasn't very long involvement, but I did like him being in it. However, the winner of the match, of the Battle Royal, was Jungle Boy. And I didn't mind that either. Like Jungle Boy. And so did the crowd. They also love his theme song. So, for those of you who don't know what it is, go look it up. Trust me, you'll understand why. It's easy to sing along to. Also, not a wrestling tune, it's an actual song. So that does help. This is an instance, unlike the Kingston one with Wild Thing, this one works for Jungle Boy. I liked this. This was a good change. So yeah, right. Next thing is Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. And we all knew the result, what was going to happen here. It's Memorial Day in America when this match takes place. And beforehand, they're all about veterans and stuff. And Cody's got in this match telling people he's going to be the American Dream in this match. There's no way Cody's losing. We all know he's not losing. But the stuff leading up to this match was terrible. It was the USA versus the UK. For no reason. It made no bloody sense. I don't know what Cody was thinking or what Cody might have been smoking or whatever. It's weird. The match itself was okay. It was better than Anthony Ogogo did a lot better than I thought he would, considering how little experience he's had in ring. So yeah, I was quite impressed by him. Cody was just Cody, really, in all honesty. Cody won the match. Not even with his finisher, he hit a photo breaker, which, for those who don't know, you kind of get someone up on your back, and their legs are above your head, and their head is towards the base of your back, and you just drop down. So yeah, but Cody won the Memorial Day when it's the American Dream. Of course, did. I would say, judging from this though, the thing that this would have done the most for, person this match would have done the most for is Ogogo, because he looked very good from this. To me, I think Cody didn't. Also, the reaction the crowd gave this match during it and afterwards, not that good. So we'll see. Right. The next match is the TNT title match. Oh boy, this was big, beefy guys beating the crap out of each other. And I love it. It is Lance Archer versus Miro. And I loved how this match started. You got Archer coming out, running around the ring like a loony as he does when he enters. Miro comes out to come and, as he does, and gets fairly close to the ring. And then suddenly, Archer does a flying dive through the ropes and hits Miro. And someone Archer starts doing that. That's impressive, especially when you're not expecting it. These two beat the hell out of each other in this match. And it's just what you want from these kind of good wrestlers. They were violent, they were vicious. It was brilliant. There was a bit in it when Jake Roberts came out with Bag, which was supposed to be a snake. It clearly wasn't. This was definitely a prop, and that being very important that it was known as a prop, because Miro ended up throwing this bag all the way across the rampway back towards the tunnel. And if it had been a snake in there, you damn sure Peter would have had a word with a few people by now, or any of the other wildlife protection people. But no, this bag clearly did not actually have a snake in it. Good. I'm glad it didn't, because then what happened to it? But yeah, ultimately the match ended by submission when Miro got on the game over and Archer passed out. I mean, it's a technical submission, so technically he didn't submit, but it is a submission victory because he passed out. So Miro is still the TNT champion. Not a problem with that. Liked both of them. Didn't mind which way this match went, in all honesty, but Miro's only just won this title, so I think that It's the other thing as well. But AEW are more likely to surprise you, so never quite sure. But Miro won, so cool. Right, and after this was the Women's Championship match, which was Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Hikaru Shida. And I have made no secret of my feelings about Britt Baker. I think she's sloppy when it comes to in-ring work, this is. And she needs to improve. Might work, not an issue with it. Great character. But in-ring, she needs to be a lot better than she is. I think this happened too soon for her. A lot of people disagree with me on that one. That's okay. It's definitely your choice. I definitely think she needs more time. Need more time than this before she got to this point. Probably at least another 6 months or so. But the match was okay. It was decent. I enjoyed it. Only real issue with this match, again, this should have finished before the actual pinfall happened. This match should have ended in disqualification because Britt Baker got hit by her own person with a crutch. The referee saw this, that's a disqualification. Doesn't matter if they're your person or not, that's a DQ. So that should have been over. But like before with the Bucks thing, it wasn't. So yeah, some of the referees had a real stellar night with some bad decisions here. The match ends eventually when Britt gets Hikaru Shida into the lockjaw. There we go. And Shida submits. So Britt is now the women's champion. Do I have an issue with Britt being the champion? Not really, but I just wish she wasn't as sloppy as she is. That's all. If she wasn't quite as sloppy as she's and she's not this well with time by any means, just to be clear. But I would like her to tighten up on how sloppy she can be. I probably wouldn't have an issue with this. My issue is it's too soon for Britt Baker, as far as Britt goes. But other than that, not an issue with it. I can see why you do it. Absolutely, makes sense. And I, however, do not excuse the Rebel hitting Britt with a crutch thing. That's a disqualification. There's no way around that. That should have ended the match. I did like Tony Schiavone coming out to hug Britt Baker, and there'll be a lot of people going, well, why is he doing that? Well, it's establishing a storyline that they're friends. It's fine. He's happy for her. Made sense to me. Not a problem. So yeah, new women's champion, which is Britt Baker. I'm looking forward to Thunder Rosa beating the living crap out of her the first chance she gets, though. Like Thunder Rosa. Let's see, what else do we have next? Oh yeah, the match which I was pleasantly surprised by, but at the same time I wasn't. And that is the tag match where you've got Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page versus Darby Allin and Sting. Sting did more in this match than I thought he would. That's why I was surprised by it. And I was happy by it too, because I really enjoyed this match. It was great. Although my highlight of this match involves Darby Allin being catapulted out of the ring by Ethan Page. He's got him right above his head. He's run on and throws him into the crowd. It's brilliant. You need to see it. Me describing it is one thing. You watching it is really emphasise just how funny and just how mad this was. It was brilliant. He literally got thrown out the ring onto his brothers who were sitting at ringside. It was hilarious. The match went backwards and forwards. There's several interesting spots. A submission spot where the submission being put on each other and then they're slapping each other and stuff. Again, it's normal tag team stuff, which both seems to do very well. I was very impressed with Scorpio and Ethan Page as well in this match. They did very well and helped make this very easy for Sting, which was good. I don't think Sting slacked at all in this match. I thought Sting was very good, but I think Scorpio and Page really helped with that, as did Darby. The match ends when Scorpio Sky attempts to do his cutter on Sting. from outside the ring in. Sting's got his arm around the rope, so he's blocked it, and then catches Sky and hits him with a Scorpion Death Drop, and then pins him, so Darby and Sting win the match. Didn't mind this at all. I do understand the argument for, well, he won, he could have put the guys out. Yeah, he could have done, but I think because this was Sting's first actual match back in a ring, I don't think this hurt anyone, plus it was a tag match. I don't really think Scorpio Sky or even Paige probably had any issues with this, funnily enough. I know for a fact that Scorpio Sky growing up was a huge Sting fan, so I don't think he had an issue with this. I did enjoy the match. It was great. Right. Now, the world title match, the triple threat. I'm going to be very blatant and obvious about this, because people know this about me as well, so I'm not going to hide my feelings. Again, this involves a member of the Boring Club, which is Kenny Omega. I thought he was poor in this match. Not good at all. And having to rely on Callis way too much. This was not good. Even as a heel tactic, it wasn't good because it was done very badly. The other two people in this match, however, I thought did very well, and that was Orange Cassidy and Pac. People know I'm a big Pac fan. This is a thing. I do like Pac because he's a bastard. But he, for me, was the outstanding person in this match, was Pac. But I do think Orange Cassidy did contribute a lot to this match as well. Both of them did very well in this match. And if either one of them had actually won the title, I would not have had a complaint, because I thought they both did well. Unlike Omega. Omega actually retains the belt by doing a sneak roll-up pin on Cassidy and wins. So, yeah. It was kind of obvious Omega was probably going to win this anyway, but at the same time, it could have been done so much better, and I'm really disappointed in Omega because he literally did nothing in this match whatsoever. All the good stuff in this match was done by Pac and done by Cassidy. So, before we get to the other half of the other main event, because we are nearly at the end of the show here, before I get to the conclusions and stuff, there was announcements in regards to AEW's show that's coming later in the year. I think it's in August that shows out. It's called Rampage. That they're going to have a special host analyst, and they introduced it, and it was Mark Henry. Like Mark Henry, I'm a big fan of Mark Henry, because somebody's going to get your ass kicked. Somebody's going to get your brains split. Yeah, I like Mark Henry. Great guy. Everything I've seen of him. I mean, like most wrestlers, he's had his ups and downs when it comes to in-ring work, but I do like Mark Henry's, how he is and stuff, and I think there's a comment to it, and that's, I think he offers a lot. Also, former Olympian, never a bad thing. And I think they're also going to have him as a coach, which, again, he's scouted so much talent in his career. Plus, he goes to all the powerlifting shows and stuff. So I think this is very good for AEW. So it's a good hire for them. I think this is bad for WWE, though, because I'm amazed there was some sort of contract there to keep him at WWE. So there you go. So we get to have Mark Henry on the AEW program. Not sorry about that. That leads us, of course, to the last match on the show, which was the Stadium Stampede, which was the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. Now, a large section of this match was pre-taped because it's a cinematic match, and an issue with that whatsoever. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was stupid. It was harmless. It was comedy. There was more serious stuff to it than there was last year's, and I think it worked better because of it. Loved the Conan cameo. I thought that worked very well. A lot of people would be like, well, why would he happen that? It makes sense because he used to be Sentinel with his manager, so it kind of makes sense to have it there. There's a lot of fun spots in this match. Again, it was harmless fun, so just switch off and enjoy it. Not really meant to be that serious. The only real part of it, which I would say you possibly would deal with being serious, is literally the last part of the match is when you've got Shawn Spears and Sammy Guevara in the ring, which, not opposed to that. I like both of them. I think they're both decent. And they had a bit of a match in front of the crowd, and in the end, Sammy Guevara pinned Shawn Spears following a 630, which is like an inverted somersault splash for those who've never seen one. It looks amazing, especially when somebody Sammy-sized does it. If you want to see somebody who's done it other than Sammy, who you may be familiar with, if you haven't seen Sammy do it, it would be Ricochet. So the Inner Circle retain, which means they don't have to split up. Don't mind that at all. This is one of those matches where no matter the way the result had gone, I would not have an issue with it. Because apparently there's a chance Jericho's going to go touring in July as well, so there's always a possibility, well, he wouldn't be around anyway. Plus, he's also injured, as you guys may have noticed, because he's wearing that arm brace thing. That's not the bandage in the arm brace thing. That's not a fake injury. That is just a thing that actually happened. He is actually carrying an injury there. And in a match like this, it's much easier to protect something like that as opposed to a traditional wrestling match. But yeah, Sammy wins. The 5 members of the Inner Circle end up in the ring at the end celebrating. Judas is playing. Everybody sing along to Judas. 'Cause I had Judas on my mind. But yeah, it's a good feel-good thing to finish the show with, and before the camera went off. After the show went off the air for everyone, there was a speech done by Chris Jericho to the crowd, essentially thanking them for turning up and for happy to have you all back, essentially. So it was a very nice speech for all the people. So, and they also got to sing along to Judas again at the end of that. So that was cool. So that was AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view for 2021. And I was a big fan of that. I did enjoy it. I'm not sure where to rank it as far as AEW pay-per-views go. I think it's probably third behind the first Revolution and behind Full Gear, the one with Moxley and Omega in the unsanctioned match. So yeah, it's probably third or fourth, I think. So it's a decent show, not too bad. Probably overall score though, I would still give it like a 3 out of 5 if you're doing it that way, because the issues with the referees were a big problem for me because they affected the results of matches. You can have referee issues where it's not such a big deal, but these two are two glaringly obvious problems, which I did not like. So yeah, 3 out of 5 basically. I enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys did too. And if you didn't get the chance to watch it, you can still catch up on, if you're an international viewer, basically anywhere outside the US, you can go to fight.tv and catch it there. And for those of you who want to watch it in the United States, I believe Bleacher Report may still have it, would be my guess. So, but with that, people, yeah, that's AEW's Double or Nothing 2021 pay-per-view. Next time we have a high spot show, it should be back to our normal format, where we talk about all the other promotions as well. But this was a particular one for AEW. One, my co-host couldn't be here. And 2, this was current, and I thought it was worth talking about. Plus, there were a few things I wanted to explain and get off my chest to let you people know. And you guys can let me know whether you think it was good, whether you think it's bad. It's up to you. But with that, I am going to be leaving you guys. But once again, thank you very much for tuning in and so on out. And yeah, so this will be back as soon as we can. For those of you who want to catch us on other shows, we should have the Sorting Stuff show tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time, which is always a bit of fun and a good laugh. So it's kind of a little quiz, really. So, and later in the week, we should have the Join Light Behind the Lens show. We also have Hook Up with Steph, and we have 50/50 booking on Sunday. So we've got a few shows this week. So see how it goes. Hook Up with Steph is Saturday, and 50/50 is Sunday, like normal. So yeah, should be some fun stuff coming up. And yeah, so with that, people, I will let you all go. So bye-bye.